Okay, so moving on to our topic for the day, it is tariffs. So like I mentioned, we have done water and electricity tariffs. We're going to be looking at some cell phone tariffs today and then a little bit of transport tariffs. Okay, so that'll be the main focus for today. Again, if you did miss our previous lessons, you can check it on the website. Okay, so starting off, we're going to look at cell phone tariffs. It says a cell phone network uses either prepaid or contract billing systems. So as you will know, if you go to Vodacom or MTN, Cell C, Telkom, all of that, you always have options. Generally, you can choose a contract option where you get your bill at the end of the month. So you use your phone as you want to, and your data just keeps piling up and your calls and your minutes, whatever, and then you pay an amount at the end of the month. And prepaid is when you load your data and your airtime and everything beforehand, and then you use it until it is finished, and then you just top it up again. So we're going to look at how those two are basically charged with a cell phone tariff. And then different networks charge different tariffs. So obviously for certain data bundles or different contracts, Vodacom might be a cheaper option, or Telkom or Cell C. It all depends on the person and the tariffs being charged. Okay, so like I have mentioned, we have two types of ways that a cell phone network can bill you. So prepaid tariff. Okay, our general formula, because sometimes you'll need to come up with a formula by yourself to do the tariff. The general formula is cost is equal to number of units times tariff. So if they're charging you per minute, let's say it's R2.50 a minute, your formula would look like this. So R2.50 times by number of minutes. Okay, the cell phone tariffs that we deal with in the syllabus don't go into detail with data. We mainly just look at calls and minutes being used. So we don't have to worry about data costs and all of that. We mainly just look at call costs. Okay, so then I've also said with prepaid, just like prepaid anything, prepaid electricity, prepaid whatever, if you make no calls and you don't use any data, you won't pay anything. Okay, same with electricity. If you don't use it, you don't pay for anything. So that is the one tariff system. Okay, so our general formula is just the cost times by how many minutes. Then we've got a contract tariff system. So a contract normally includes a monthly fee or a subscription fee. So something that you pay up front for the month, and then the cost for all your calls and your data and whatnot. Because generally with a contract, you're also paying off a phone at the same time. So you're paying off the cost of a phone over 2 years. So the general formula looks slightly different. Okay, the difference being that we start off with our monthly subscription fee in the beginning. And then you'll notice that the second part is similar to our prepaid. Quite often with the contract though, they will give you some free minutes. So I've included the free minutes in this general formula. So it'll be our number of minutes. So let's say, for example, again, it's R2.50 a minute and we get 60 free minutes in a month. You would take how many minutes you use use for your calls, minus your free, which you said would be 60 minutes, times by the tariff. Okay, so we minus the free minutes because you don't get charged for it. So that's just, the general kind of formula, but you'll see them being used now in some questions. Okay, so the two important things here to remember is our general formula, and then know that prepaid is before we use our airtime and contract is we pay at the end of the month. Okay, is everyone ready to try some cell phone tariff questions? Or are there any questions on what I've just explained to you guys? Okay, if you do have any questions, just let me know in the chat. All right, so we have a worked example. So this is one that I'm going to do with you. It says, Tsepo came across the following option as he was shopping for a new cell phone. So we're looking at 3 bullet points. The first bullet point mentions that there's a monthly subscription, meaning he's obviously looking at a contract. He gets 50 free minutes, and they give you the tariff, which is our cost per minute. So all the important information is summarized very nicely in those 3 bullet points. Okay, so the first question asked here says, determine a formula that can be used to calculate the cost of this package. So we just want a general formula. So if I had to ask you, can you work out how much it would cost if Tsepo made 500 minutes worth of calls this month? What if you made 200 minutes? We're obviously going to use the same formula over and over again. So we need a general formula. So our general formula, which I did mention in the bit above, to work out the cost of this would be, we start off with a monthly subscription fee. So we know the monthly subscription fee, so we can just put that in straight away, 279 plus, then we said number of minutes minus any free minutes. We know we get free. You can put the 50 in there straight away, and whatever our answer is from the bracket will be times by 0.99 because that is the tariff. So can we all see that that is a nice general formula to use for whatever amount of minutes Tsepo ends up using? So it's just a general formula. So I could ask you to complete a whole table with a whole bunch of minutes there. How much does Tsepo pay if he doesn't make any calls? How much does he pay if he only uses 20 minutes worth of calls, you know? So just a general formula to do that. Okay. And then B is where we put our formula to test. Says the total amount Tsepo will pay if you use 75 minutes in a particular month. Okay, so now all we do is we take our formula. Okay, so it's the 279 plus the number of minutes that he uses is 75. According to the question, he gets 50 free minutes. I'm going to minus the 50 and times it by our tariff of 99 cents per minute. Okay, so because in Mathlet, we have to show all our working out. I'm going to do the bracket first. So he's left with 25 minutes that he must actually be charged for. Okay, because these 25 do not fall within the 50 free minutes. Okay, and then again, according to BODMAS, we do the times in first. So it'll be 279 plus the bracket, which will be 24.75. So in total, yeah.
There's quite a few people that are raising their hand. And then Tepiso is saying, ma'am, where did you get the 50 rand? And then we'll move on to the hands soon.
Okay, so let me just quickly write the answer here. Okay, so quickly, this isn't 50 rand. This is the 50, or this is the 3 minutes from our formula we just came up with, our general formula. Because remember, according to the question, we get 53 minutes. Okay, so he used, in the question, he used 75 minutes, but he gets 50 for free. So I have to minus the 50 because I'm not going to work out the cost of 75 minutes. Yeah, because I have to minus the 50 free ones. So the 25 is what's left over. And they told us he gets charged 99 cents per minute. So he's only getting charged for 25 minutes. Does that help?
Just send a thumbs up in the chat, Tippy, so if you understand. And then I had Mo and Nokwanda who had their hands up. I don't know if you guys still want to ask a question. or are you fine?
If you still want to ask your question, just unmute and then let us hear it, or you can put it in the chat.
Okay,
Or it's all good, just give us a thumbs up in the chat. Tsepiso, do you understand now where the 50 came from? Chantal, I think so. Always put it in. I just always teach all my learners to put the rand sign in and always to have 2 decimal places. Rather be safe than sorry. Okay, is the 0.99 part of the general formula and does it stay constant? Okay.
Emilia would like for you to scroll back to the formula.
Okay, I just want to check the rest of the stuff. Okay, so the 99 cents is part of the formula based on the scenario, based on the question. It's not always going to be times 99. It can change based on the question. So if we look in this specific instance, they said it's going to cost 99. Okay, but in the general formula, we called it, let me just get back to it. We called it the tariff. We times by the tariff or the cost. Okay, so in our general formula, it's called the tariff. And in this particular question, the tariff was 99 cents. Okay. Good. All right, so that was just a worked example. So I did that with you just to get you into the swing of things. Do you guys, are you ready to move on to a question by yourselves? Try one for yourselves, and we will practice some formulas too. Okay, good. I see some thumbs up. Great. All right, so
is ready.
This next one, I'll ask you to try by yourself. There are 3 questions, but let's just focus on question 1 for now. It's a good starting point. I'll let you know when you can give me your answers in the chat. For now, let's just let everyone try. Okay, I'll give you a few minutes. Okay, if you're ready, you can let me know your formula in the chat. Does anyone want to let us know what their formula was? Do you want to unmute by any chance? Let us hear it. Sisanda, raise the hand. Do you want to let us know what your answer is, Sisanda? You can unmute.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good, and you?
She's so polite. I love it.
I said total cost of core package 2 is equal to 300 Rand plus open brackets number of minutes minus 500 minutes, which are free, close brackets times 0.50 cents.
Yes, excellent. That's exactly it. Well done.
Well done,
Nice
Sia
job.
Sanda. And Ayabonga also got it on the chats as well. So well done, you guys.
Nicely done.
Thank
Well
you.
done, you two. Okay, so guys, using the general formula I gave you up here, let me just erase it so we can see it nicely. We've got our monthly subscription fee plus number of minutes minus the number of free minutes times our tariff. Literally just that. All we're doing is plugging in our actual values that we were given. So according to call package 2, we have a monthly rental of 300 Rand. That is the same thing as our monthly subscription fee. It's something that you're going to have to pay every month, regardless of you using the phone or not. Okay. Plus, we've got number of minutes because it's just a general formula. We don't know how many minutes someone's going to use this landline for. Okay. But we do know that we can minus the free minutes, which will be 500 free minutes. Okay, remember that's not 500 Rand, that's 500 minutes. Maybe let me just put that in there. Okay. And then whatever our answer is from this bracket will be charged times by the tariff. And our tariff in this instance is 50 cents per minute. So we're going to say times by 0.50. Okay, and that's what our general formula looks like for a contract service when it comes to cell phones or landlines. So as you can see in this scenario, it said Mrs. Robertson has a landline telephone, but at the end of the day, they gave us the same three things we would see with a contract, a cell phone contract. Okay, let's check. Good, Spolelo also got it right. Well done. Okay, then question 2. Using the formula above, calculate the total costs in rands if Mrs. Robertson made calls for a total duration of 560 minutes. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to try that one. Emilia, you may send your answers if you have them in the chat. $330. Good job. Asanda. Is that a typo? Otherwise, you're very close. Might just have to check. Chantal, good. Ayabonga, good. Karen or Karen, I'm not sure how to say it. Litle, well done. Okay, so it looks like you all understand how to substitute into the formula. So just to clarify, we're using our formula we came up with in the previous question. Okay, so Mrs. Robinson's going to pay 300 Rand up front. We know that she has used 560 minutes worth of calls minus the free. She gets 500 free minutes. Okay, and the minutes that aren't free will be times by 50 cents per minute. Okay, so showing all our working out, it means that 60 minutes aren't going to be free. So she's going to be charged 50 cents. And then that gives us 300 Rand plus the 30 Rand tariff charged on her calls made. And that means the total is going to be 330 Rand. Nice, Bolelo. Great working out there. Chantal, I'm going to answer your question now. Okay, Sunday, good. Okay, as long as you realize what happened there. So Chantal, I'm assuming you're asking about this table and which side to use. So in the question, they said call package 2. Call package 2 is on the right-hand side. Okay, so they will specify which side to use. So we're comparing two different packages, but they only asked about package 2. Let me know if that is the answer to the question. You thumbs up or let me know, maybe unmute. Okay, good. Okay, Sipe in the question. Over here. They have to give us how many minutes she uses if they want us to work out any kind of cost. Okay. So I might have to zoom out a little bit so you guys can do question 3, or alternatively, let me do this quickly. I want to zoom out too much because it might be difficult to see. All right. Okay, guys, you can read question 3 so long and try it by yourselves while I just sort out the screen. Okay, let me know if I need to zoom out and make it bigger for you. Larato, where did we get 60? Okay, so Larato, in the table, they tell us that Mrs. Robertson gets 500 minutes free. In the question, they tell us that she uses 560. So she gets 500 for free. So all I did was said 560 minus the 500 free minutes. So that means she's only going to be charged for 60 of those minutes because those do not fall within the free minutes. She's gone over the free amount. So that's where the 60 comes from. And Kia's also got it there in writing for you if you need. Thanks, Kia.
No problem.
Okay, so this is a slightly longer question, question 3.
I hope they notice that they need to make a comparison between the two.
I hope so too. Which
And
means
develop a completely different
right?
formula.
Yep.
But I believe in them. I know they will do great. They will wow us as always.
Yeah, 100%, just like they did with question 2. When you are ready, you guys can share your answers in the chat, or you can raise your hand if you want to let us know. It would be nice to hear from you. So don't be shy. Mo raised a hand. Mo, you can unmute. Are you wanting to ask a question or answer the question?
Ma'am, I say the most cost-effective call package will be package 2 because for 300 minutes he'll have, okay, with package 1 he'll have to pay 250 rand for 300 minutes, and with
Yes.
package 2 he'll have to pay 200 rand. So I say package 2 is more cost-effective.
Okay, so for package 2, did you say your answer was 200 rand or 300 rand?
200, ma'am.
Okay, just gonna check here. What was your working out for call package 2? What did you say?
Sorry?
How did you work out call package 2's amount?
I said 300 plus open bracket, 300 minus 500, close bracket, times 0.5 or 0.50.
Okay. And then if you
And
work that out,
yes, and then wait, sorry, please repeat.
okay, yeah. So and then when you worked it out, what is your next line in the working out?
Wait. Sorry, ma'am, can I just look at something quickly?
Sure. While you're looking, let me just answer Asanda's question. Asanda, it would probably be around 5 marks. Oh, sorry, I think that's coming through. Okay, Luther, I see your answer as well. Okay, so Asanda, okay, there's no echo anymore. I would say about 5 marks. You will need to show some working out, but not all the steps, because if you show all the steps, it's definitely more than 5 marks worth. So about 2 steps per package, and then your actual answer, which would be the comparison. Okay, so Pilile, package 1, package 2. All right, so let's have a look at it. So Mo, I agree with your package 1 amount. Okay, so let's quickly look at it. So guys, for us to compare, we need to know how much it's going to cost for package 1, how much it's going to cost for package 2. Now, keeping in mind, we actually haven't done a formula for package 1. Okay, so just want to do this quickly so we have more space. But again, core package 1, it's got the same information, so we'll be using the same formula, just different amounts. So the cost would be 150 Rand up front. We see that in the table on the core package side, plus we know according to the question that they're using 300 minutes, and according to package 1, you get 100 free minutes. I'm going to say 300 minus my 100 free minutes times by the cost of 50 cents per minute. Okay, and if you work that out, it will be 150 plus 200 minutes that aren't free times by 50 cents. And if you work that out according to BODMAS, you will get 250 Rand. Do we have any questions there? Mpo raised a hand. Yes, Mpo. You can unmute and let us know.
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
So yeah, I got the whole thing correct.
Oh, did you? Okay, well
Yes.
done for package one.
Yes, for package
Fan-
one.
Fantastic. Great work. Okay, so do you want to help me do package two then?
It's fine. You can do it.
Okay, so you're going to tell me.
So
Yeah.
the cost is gonna be. Can you scroll down a bit?
Choose, you want to see the table?
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
So the cost is gonna be 300
Yeah.
plus open bracket
300 plus open brackets. Yeah.
300 again minus 500
Yeah.
close brackets
Yeah.
times 50 cents.
Good. Okay, and that's also what Mo said. Well done, both of you. And then?
And then let me calculate. Okay, 300 minus 7. So it's
Yeah.
the answer is negative 200.
So if we all look at this bracket over here, it says 300 minus 500, which will give us a negative 200. That
Yes.
basically means that Mrs. Robertson hasn't used all of her free minutes. So all of her minutes that she has used is still free. She only used 300, but she gets 500 free. Okay, so that means she's not getting charged for any minutes. So it becomes 0 because she's not getting charged for any minutes. It's 0 minutes times by our tariff, right?
Me.
And then what do you get? Okay, so anything times by 0 is 0.
Yes.
Okay, so did you get 300?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. Well done. That means you got both of them right. So based on this, which one is the most cost effective for Mrs. Robertson?
It's package one.
Package one. So remember, we need to actually answer the question and say, package one is more
Is the
cost
most
effective.
cost effective.
Yes. Good. Thank you so much. Well done. That was a brilliant answer.
Thank you.
Hey, do I have, oh, I see quite a few things here. Okay, Larato, package one is more cost effective. Okay, so you showed me that working out. Nakwanda, what answer did you get? Spulelo, good, and Larato, good. So you both got 300 as well. Kwanda, do you want to ask your question? Do you have a question? Do you want to ask or do you understand now? Oh, you understand now. Okay, perfect. Okay, so it's quite tricky because if you look at the table straight away, it looks like package two would be the cheaper one because there's so many free minutes. Okay, but what makes it more expensive, especially in this scenario and based on how many minutes she uses, there's an upfront fee of 300 Rand, whereas package 1 was only 150 Rand upfront fee. If Mrs. Robertson maybe used 1,000 minutes, then package 2 would be better because you get a lot more free minutes. So it all depends on how many minutes a person uses. So if I worded that question differently and said, which call package would suit Mrs. Robinson if she used 1,000 minutes in a month, call package 2 probably would have been your answer. But whereas in this situation, it's package 1 because she doesn't use too many minutes. Okay, so let me know in the chat. Do you want one more cell phone tariff question or are you happy to move on to transport? Let me know, transport or one more. Let's see. One more. Good. Okay. Cool. All right, so it's unanimous. Everyone wants one more. So if you have a look at the screen, it's our little challenge question. Doesn't mean it's more difficult. It's just a bonus question that I added in case you guys wanted more, which you do. As you can see, we've got a table again. Again, they mention free minutes. They mention a monthly subscription. They mention call rates. So the same 3 things we've been dealing with. Okay, I'm going to leave you for a few minutes. I want you to try question 1 and 2. It's just the equations. Let me know if you need help. Makwanda raised a hand. Yes, unmute and let me know what your question is. Makwanda, do you still want to ask your question?
I'm asking them to unmute, but okay.
Okay, I'll see you in the chat. You think you got the answers? Okay, do you want to let us know what they are?
You can chat to us. We are great listeners.
Yeah, I'm tired of doing all the talking. Although we've had lots of help today, hey, out of all the lessons so far. Today's been top notch.
Yeah, everyone is comfortable now. And I love that for us. We like a little family.
Okay. Okay, so I've got 2 answers for question 1 so far. And they are correct. Good. Okay, so I think we should mostly be done with the equation side of things or formulas. So for number 1, I'm just going to quickly run through it. Everyone that commented did get it right. So well done to you guys. Okay, so we're looking at the total monthly cost for the prepaid option. Okay, so cost is going to be, there's no free minutes, there's no monthly subscription, it's just a call rate. It is R2.50 times by number of minutes, because it's R2.50 for every minute. Well done. And then for question 2, Nokwanda, that is correct, but don't forget the plus sign between the 120 and your bracket, because so far the way it's written indicates that everything's been times. Okay, so just check that. So for question 2, we had to come up with an equation to represent Georgia's total monthly cost in rands for calls made using the contract option. Okay, so the contract option, there is a monthly subscription, and we know with contracts there always is a monthly subscription or a monthly fee. Okay, and then on top of the monthly fee, he will need to pay R1.30 per minute. So we're going to say times number of minutes. So these are just general formulas that we will use to work out any amount of minutes. Okay, so I hope you guys can see the similarities between all the questions that we've been through. They always mention something about free minutes, a monthly subscription, and then obviously our tariff, our call rates. Okay, and here we actually had a look at a proper prepaid versus contract question, not package versus package. Okay, so I'm going to leave you guys to do question 3 now. You handled question 1 and 2 so well. I'm pretty sure question 3 is going to go just as well. Well done, Nokwanda, for your beautiful answers, and Asanda as well. And if there's anyone that wants to answer, you're welcome to raise your hand so we can hear.
Emihle is asking, ma'am, is it okay if you do not put the R1.30 and the number of minutes in one bracket?
It is fine, because at the end of the day, you will know to multiply those two together first anyway, according to bot math. So yeah, the bracket's just there to remind you to do that first, but because it is multiplication, it's okay, because you should know then that those two are grouped together. Okay, so I see a lot of answers for the prepaid option, what the cost will be for prepaid. But I'm seeing different answers. Oh, Joyce, well done. Poor mistake. Okay, don't worry. It's a good question, Larato. Let's check. We're gonna find out now. I think that's maybe the common error here. So let's look at the prepaid option. It says determine which option will be the cheapest for George if he makes on average 2 hours and 2 minutes worth of calls every month. Now we know the tariff is charged per minute. I've given you hours and minutes. So before we can even do anything, I need to change everything to minutes. Okay, so remember 2 hours and 22 minutes is an actual fact. Remember 1 hour is 60 minutes. So 2 hours is going to be 120 minutes. Okay. Plus my 22, that was already in minutes, so I didn't have to convert. So my actual total for time there is...
Monique.
Sorry, I jumped the gun there.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's 2 minutes.
It's not, it's, sorry. I just want to quickly check here. It's 122. I added an extra 2 here. Apologies. Why can't I erase? Because I could picture the answer in my head and I knew that there was 22 there. So 2 hours is still right. It's still 120 plus my 2 minutes. I must just erase it here as well. Okay. So the total time, apologies, is 122 minutes. Okay. So now I think that's where some of you made some mistakes. Okay, Larato, we just explained it now on the screen. Does it make sense? Okay, so we have to get everything to minutes, but I gave you hours and minutes. Okay, converting 2 hours to minutes is 120 minutes plus our 2 minutes that was already in minutes. Okay, which gives us 122. Okay, perfect. Now that we know the time, we can use our beautiful formulas that we made in question 1 and 2. So we're looking at the prepaid first. So prepaid is the R2.50 times by 122 minutes. And we get an answer of 305. And then our contract is 120 plus R1.30 times by our minutes, which is 122, which gives you 278.60. Okay, so all I did there was obviously convert our time and then substitute everything into our formulas. Good, nice answers, Nakwanda and Joyce. Okay, just remember, because we're dealing with money, we have to put this 0 in. Okay, we always need to have 2 decimal places after our comma. Okay, so I know the calculator would have said (6), but we need to put that 0 in. Okay, same with Larato. Please add that 0. Okay, so now I've just done a whole bunch of calculations, but I actually haven't answered the question. The question asked which one would be the cheapest for George. So which one would you recommend George chooses, the contract or prepaid? Okay, good. So remember, we need to actually answer the question. the cheapest option. And I can see all of you getting it right in the chat. Will be the contract option. Okay, again, our answer could have been very different if I gave you a different amount of minutes, where prepaid would have ended up being the cheapest. Okay, so it's not always the case that the contract option is the cheaper one. But did you guys notice with all these questions, we asked the same things over and over again. We just gave you a different scenario. So all you had to do was just take a moment, understand the scenario given, but we always ask about a formula. Sometimes you have to come up with one, or sometimes it's given to you. And then comparing different packages or options. It's the same thing over and over again.